You ever buy a LUT that promised this perfect cinematic look, but when you slap it on your footage, it just looks broken? Well, let me just say, it's not you. And it's not your camera, it's actually the way LUTs work. In this video, I'm going to show you why LUTs so often fail and how switching to a DCTL-based workflow completely changed the way I color grade. It's faster, more consistent. Let's break it down. All right, let me show you exactly what I mean. This is the same shot graded two different ways. On the left, we've got a LUT applied directly to the log footage. On the right, we've got a DCTL workflow using Kazi's toolkit. With the LUT, we're getting crushed shadows, weird color cast, and skin tones that just feel radioactive. Even the highlights you can see here are starting to blow out. But with the DCTL, look at the difference. The image is controlled. Skin actually rolls off naturally. We're protecting our shadows and nothing is actually clipping. Here's the technical reason why. A LUT is static, right? It doesn't care about your exposure, your camera profile, or your lighting setup. It just says, turn these input values into these output values. And if your footage doesn't match what the LUT was built for, well, it breaks apart. A DCTL, on the other hand, it's dynamic. It responds to your image in real time. It understands the color space. It adjusts based on the lighting and exposure. And because it's built on film science, not guesswork, you get more consistent results. So I'm going to walk you guys through the difference between a DCTL and a LUT and show you guys the power that you guys can actually have with Kazi's toolkit. So right now I have DaVinci Resolve pulled up, and this is actually a film project that we're working on called Race Against Time, and it's been a long time coming. I keep on saying it's going to be released, but we're getting to the final stages. We just ran into some issues with audio, and it turned out really good. The storyline is very powerful. And this thing was shot on a red and black magic. And just to let you guys know that I just upgraded my computer. I am no longer on this old 2018 MacBook Pro. I am actually on a MacBook Pro M1 Max. And the reason why I got this is because there's a huge discount that I got this one on a crazy deal. The only thing that is kind of a setback is if you don't have a second monitor, it's really, really hard to calibrate your monitor to make it work, because I don't know why, but Apple decided to do something crazy and they changed their whole preset library for their displays. You no longer have Rec 709 Gamma 2.4. They have HD TV video and the XDR display, which is 1600 nits. We could get this set up. If you guys have the newer issue with the MacBook Pro, I'm going to show you guys real quick what I do to get this thing to work properly for me, and it should work for you. So we're going to go down here to General, and we're going to look at use Mac display color profiles for viewers, use 10-bit precision in viewers if available. And then we're going to click save, and we're going to come in here, and we're going to go to color manage, and this is what I use for my color space, DaVinci Wide Gamma Intermediate Rec 709A. What happens is when you open up DaVinci Resolve into your colored space and stuff like that, you want this to look good, right? We downloaded this LUT pack and it has different cameras on here. And this one is specific for red cameras, right? So we'll go with red log film, right? And now, seeing that this is set to red log film, we're going to need to change our raw card here. And we're going to go to red wide gamut. And we're going to click on red log 3G10. Now we're in a log profile, right? So let's just click on one of these. And as you can see, it is extremely dark and it just looks awful. Like, whatever you're clicking, it just doesn't vibe at all. we can go on to a different camera, and let's just say this one. This is Blackmagic. So we'll go in here and we'll click on Blackmagic, and we'll click on, let's say, Braveheart. Very magenta for one, but look what it's doing. It's just increasing saturation and adding that specific kind of color tone to it. Let's do the matrix. Okay, we do have the green vibe going on in here, right? But what happens? It's like we don't know what we're doing. When we first start out, we'll use the same LUT, and we would come in here and we would try to fix it, right? We would, okay, well, the contrast is off. Okay, well, that one is not looking so good. Maybe I need to adjust something here. So I need to increase the exposure a little. And maybe it's just a little bit too contrasty now. Now something is off here because the color doesn't look right. So we would adjust our color, right? And we'd come in here and try to adjust it. It doesn't vibe, right? And let's just say that we have knowledge behind color grading. We'll know that this was shot on a Blackmagic camera. So we'll come in here and adjust for it because our settings are set to DaVinci Wide Gamut, DaVinci Intermediate, and we have it set to Rec 709. So we'll come in here and we would adjust for everything that we need. So this was shot on the Blackmagic camera. So we'll go Wide Gamut Gen 4, Gen 5, and Film Gen 5. And then we'll come in here and DaVinci Wide Gamut, DaVinci Intermediate. We'll click one more. And we would do just the opposite. We'll do DaVinci Wide Gamut, DaVinci Intermediate, right? I taught you guys this before. Rec 709, Gamut 2.2. And then we will boom and boom. Okay, so now we're at a Rec 709 image. And now it just looks even worse. Look at this. We have everything crushed. The shadows are crushed. It just looks god awful, right? And what we could do is what a lot of people teach is coming in here, key output, and bringing this down to 0.5 just to cut it in half. Even still, it still crushed. So what we would do is just try to compensate for it. And we would know that this thing just, it looks awful. It looks too red. And so we need to bring in some more green, probably cool it off, right? But it still looks extremely bad. So what can we do to fix this on a LUT scale? One, don't use LUTs. No, that's not the solution, guys. Okay. One thing you can do is we can come in here and seeing that this is used for our specific LUT pack on Rec 709, because these are all Rec 709 LUTs, right? And the issue before was that we weren't properly converted to Rec 709. But now, if we create another node, it's still showing that, yeah, we're in Rec 709. This is our last node right here. But it still looks really bad because this is just a bunch of input colors. And we haven't actually done our proper balancing yet. So we could come in here and adjust our contrast. Let's just bring it up to where I am comfortable with it. Maybe like right around here. Bring down my gain a little so that way I can balance out the image. Now, this is starting to look really good, okay? I got it all balanced. Like you could see on my scopes itself where everything is headed. Like my whites are actually sitting in the white right here. So that's a lot better, right? Now we could add a little bit more contrast, and that looks very natural. I'm liking that. So now let's add the LUT and see what happens. Okay, well now we're very nuclear, and a lot of us would come back in here and try to readjust our primaries. It's just not fancy. It's not working. It's not working. And now I want to show you guys a method that I use. Let's go ahead and do it a different way. And I'm just going to come in here and create 4 nodes. And we're going to do this with actually, let's do 5 nodes. So we want to see where our exposure is sitting at. So we're going to create a DCTL, and we're going to copy this and just copy this down. This is my way of getting Kazi's toolkit to work the right way for me. Okay. And on this one, we're going to go ahead and click on charts, and we're going to look at our false color first. Now, our false color, our skin tone, as you could tell on her, she's got darker skin tone. Like, it's not lighter skin tone, it's more tan. So sitting around mid is actually decent for her range of skin. So nothing is like blown out. Everything is very well protected. We do have like parts of her face that's falling into the shadow, which is okay. Now we can come in here, since we're properly balanced. Let's just say we want a Kodak 2383 look. We can click on this, Kodak 2383, bam. And right out the gate, that actually looks really good, right? Look at my scopes here, right? Everything is protected. Nothing is out of the norm. Nothing is being blown out. Now, we could actually create another one right here. So what we're going to do here is we're going to copy it and we're going to paste this. And what we're going to do is I'm going to turn this off, and I'm just going to look at my color tone here and show you exactly what it's doing. I mean, look how much color is being pushed, right? So now let's look to see where my mid gray is. My mid gray is still sitting at 384, which is average, right? It's not changing. Okay. The next thing we want to do here is we want to create that vibe, right? And this is the easiest way that we can do this. Instead of doing all the fancy stuff that we've been doing, this creates a complementary look. Okay, so now we got to find a color that we really want, which let's just stick with the green that we've been going with. Let's do more subtle on the green. And I'm just going to bring this out just a little. So now we're getting that green look, but it's not as harsh. We could just do some more adjusting. Like, there's no wrong way of grading itself. On this one, what we'll do is we'll come in here and do our skin juice mixer. And on this, I want to see where my skin tones are. And right now it's showing what's actually selected. So we're going to look at our skin tone. And I just want to fancy the skin. Fancy. And I'm going to click on this, click on my skin tone. And I'm just going to find a happy medium. So something like right around here, which doesn't look terrible. I don't want it green. Something like that. And we'll come in here and do our saturation control. And I'm just going to find my mids right here and just give it a subtle boost. As you can see on my scopes right now, I am pushing heavy into green. Everything else is pushed back, which is exactly what I was hoping to do, right? So now, if I look at this, look how easy this was to create. I mean, this thing was super, super simple to create versus our last one. That's why I like Kazu's toolkit. Now, we can come back in here and do some minor corrections. Let's just say we want it more on the green side. So we can actually warm this up a little, push our blues down, find where we're happy with it, push it more into the greens. This is a very, very pushed look. Now, we can say, okay, I don't want it to be so crushed on the contrast. Like, we can come back in here and we could bring up our contrast just a little. You know, I remember back in the day when I first started editing and getting into color grading, and I would spend hours, like countless hours, on one shot trying to make it look cinematic, I would say. You know, I always wanted to make it look less digital and make it look like something I would see on an actual movie. And no matter what I did, it just still looked very digital. And I thought to myself, at that time, like, maybe I'm just not good at this. You know, I'm not good at editing. I'm not good at color grading. Maybe I'm missing some magic touch that real colorists actually have. The truth of the matter is that I wasn't bad at grading. I just didn't understand what I was working with. See, LUTs aren't intelligent. They're not AI driven, right? They don't adjust to your footage. They don't know your color space. They don't care how you lit the scene. They just take a set of input values and apply a preset output. Like, you remember the old paint by numbers coloring books? You know, you get a number and go, oh, that's green, and you color it. Yeah, think of it like that, except your canvas doesn't match the numbers. And when you actually apply a LUT to unprepared footage, it breaks apart. Like, you get hard contrast, blown highlights, crushed shadows, and skin tones that always will look radioactive. And let me just be the first to say this, it's not your fault. It's actually the tool. Or more accurately, it's using the wrong tool at the wrong time. I had to stop actually chasing LUTs and start chasing structure. And I feel like that's our main issue, is that we chase LUTs because we think that it's going to fix everything. But in reality, we're not seeing the structure. We're not building a structure behind it and building something that's consistent. If you guys watch any of my prior color grading videos, you know that I'm a big fan of Kazi. He's one of my good friends, and he gave me a discount code for you guys, $300 off this week only. Why? Because it's Memorial Day and he's got some big sales going on. $300 off. It's freaking crazy. If you guys are where I was, you know, very burned out, frustrated, and tired of wasting time on LUTs, I want to encourage you guys to check it out. Okay, the link is below in the pinned comment, and trust me, it is well worth the investment. Use it or don't use it, that's up to you, but whatever you do, stop hoping a LUT will fix your footage and your problems, because honestly, it won't. Only you can do that. Thanks for watching, guys, and as always, practice and create.